Hi, how you doing? It's your girl Elizabeth Adeloshidi. I just would like you to know the realities of life. See, all the things that are useful to you and can progress your lives are boring. The neurotransmitters that are responsible for joyful addiction, like the glutamate, serotonin, of course the endorphins with the opioid receptors, dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin. You think you're just doing what you're doing because you like to do it. No. See, this is not just spiritual warfare. This is brainiac warfare. It's scientific. For us to love joy, love to laugh, and love gist about other people, those are sins of the flesh. It's natural. But for you to achieve anything in your life, you have to be extraordinary, which means that you have to go beyond the natural to the supernatural. So you have to learn to shut down the urge for gleeful tales about others. Listen, Nigeria is going through a transition right now. And I want you to take this very seriously. Join Henry TV. It will tell you how you place your money. If you've been working in, for instance, he used Italy as a case study, and in Italy you should work 20 years before you're entitled to your retirement. If I go to Nigeria right now, I will change myself if I just wait one more year, because I'm 58 by 59. I can pull out some of my funds without penalties. You have to know this laws. It's not just about what this person is doing to his wife, or that pastor is doing to that, or the conspiracy of silence and all the things that are going on that are bad. Don't lose guard. Don't, because you are concerned about what's happening next door, so that you can talk about other people in a condescending way. Put your own life in a basket and go to hell willingly. You understand what I mean? Please take the time to educate yourselves. The change in taxation in Nigeria is huge. Most advanced countries around the world don't tax like Papa Tinubu has decided to tax us. And if they do, at least they have something to show for it. Real life is boring. That's what I teach the young ones. So if you're not excited and seeing people around you all the time, doesn't matter how much I love you, even if you were my husband, you mean the world to me. There's certain issues that I have to handle and tackle by myself so that I don't become a burden to you. Individuality is very important. I was watching this lady that has a platform and engages people to come and tell their stories. And this beautiful, amazing, young, awesome Nigerian girl fell for this guy from Switzerland. We that are known around the world, even though some of us are not part of them, as the headquarters of 419. One of our daughters got 419 though, and she almost lost everything. By the time the guy was done with her, he had borrowed money from her mother, her father, her cousins, her brothers, her friends. And not that this guy was so subtle. He had red flags in the sand every time, but she didn't. She didn't. See, the problem with you in your 20s and as you get married is you listen to your pastors too much, and your pastors are not the perfect human beings. Don't tell your parents. Don't let them know. If that girl, from listening to the stories she had to tell, all she needed to do was just talk to one Nigerian, not even her parents, and we would have told her, this is our Lanisha 419 now. This man smells like a dog, walks like a dog, so he must be a dog. but she didn't tell anybody. In fact, it was at the end of her broken life story that she had to confess to her father that she had married somebody. Anybody that tells you to keep something in secrecy or is treating you in such a way that you're not proud to share with others sometimes, and I'm not advising that you share, but if you put it on the scale of should I share or not, and it comes out as don't share, know that you have been wrong. Not to be shared. A lot of our daughters are going through toxicity in their relationships. A lot of our sons are being controlled by vicious girls that were raised by mean parents. But they don't tell us. And if our daughters and sons don't tell us, there's no way we'll know. So sometimes as parents, you just need to pray extra for God to make your children your best friends so that they can confess to you. Because see, the Baba jet only the Lunda. When things go bad, they will still have nowhere to run but home. See, the thing is, they may not know what they mean to you, but you know what they mean to you. Two people cannot be absolutely devoid of the truth. Our children are going through a lot. Things are happening. I know it's not because my own son is going through anything. But I hear, I see, I feel the temperature. It's a difficult world to navigate. One of my cousins sent me $100 today. He heard I was back in Houston and I was looking for work. And I said to him and his wife, I said, but thank you so much. You know, when you give me $100 without sex attached, it's like you've given me $1 million. Because as a single woman, and I've been single for a long time, for 30 years, it wasn't here that more. It wasn't here more. I was watching over those 2 days, a man that was saying that the easiest target for him to sleep with, if he wasn't a Christian, would have been Christian women, married women, because they were the one giving him green light. And my heart broke. Because I know that if I'd listened to the advices of some of my friends and family members, I would still have been married. Not because they were advising me rightly. They were telling me, you don't need to leave your marriage. If it goes right, you go left. If that is the formula to stay married, I'd rather be single. There is a statistics in measurement that came out, and it says that 86% of the women in Port Harcourt, not women, of the people in Port Harcourt are HIV positive. And that goes for Lagos State and all these other places. I'm not here to judge anybody. I just like to tell us the truth. That all the rules that God has laid down is not for himself. It is for us. And I'm sure there are a lot of men right now that will look back, and I'm not talking about women, men, because you're supposed to be the head of a home, will look back and realize that that girl that you left, that woman that you left, was a mistake. Unfortunately, like I said, when I spoke a few days ago, women awobini amante ti dagba jokunrin lo, experiences were huge. You got to respect that, and it's not about sex. It's about intelligence and depth of heart and insight and foresight. We think better. Because we're girls, our parents expect much more. They don't expect us to sow our wild oats like they expect their sons to. You gotta keep pushing. If you are one of our daughters, and I call you a daughter, I'm 58, so I guess, let me give you 20. Let me give you 20 years. I know I had my first son at 21. So 58 minus 21, if you fit into that gap, I am praying for you today. Married, single, hunting, I'm praying for you. For the best of life to meet you. For the road to rise to meet you. I'm praying that every door you knock on will work for you. Are you a man, a young woman? I'm saying if you're one of our daughters, that you qualify in this life to be called daughter, may you knock and may the doors open for you. May God not think of the sins of your parents or of your naivety to reward you. Àánú ni mò ń béèrè fún yín. Because àwa tá jẹ́ ìyá yín gan, we know what we're facing. Ha! If I could cross all the dangerous roads of the world for you, I would. And God sees my heart. But I can't, so today I pray for wisdom. I pray that everything that would derail and deter you from your progress, God will shut down. And I'm begging of you, please, find somebody within your family to talk to. Find somebody to hold your hands. Be honest. I know your pastor says a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife. Nikema cleave. We did say don't cleave. But you are 8 by 419. And this particular case that attracted me to this topic was a Switzerland man. I always tell people, wherever blood flows, there's corruption, there's ability to murder, to kill. We're all capable of those things. The choice not to do it is a choice. It's a decision. It's a principle. I don't care if, your father was a pastor, your grandfather was an imam, and I don't care. I'm talking about you one-on-one. We're all capable of becoming murderers. It is by choice that we decide not to be. I tell you, I come here for therapy, so I really don't give a hoot who is watching or not. And I'm not your regular topic because I'm not going to be talking about those that you know you will like their clothes of dignity torn. I'm more concerned about you as an individual. As you're watching me, do you have an issue with your wife? What I've realized that kills a lot of people and is breaking a lot of homes is what I call retaliation sex. My husband cheated. I've said it here before. I'm that kind of a friend. Your husband cheated on you, slept with your best friend, slept with your maid, had an affair outside of yourself, and you go and sleep with somebody else. You don't have the mouth to ever complain in front of me. If you have a cheating husband, you talk to him. You try to get him to therapy. You try to get him to heal himself. You try to teach him the importance of staying infection-free. If the man doesn't agree, you can continue to put on with this bullshit because I can't tell you to leave. I'm not going to help you feed your children. If you become a single parent, neither am I going to be able to keep you safe because the guys that are coming to toast you after your husband leaves may just not be as different. So this journey, you will have to walk on your own. I have no solution. That's why a lot of you can stand me because I'm too honest. Don't mind me, Jerry. Now the way God creates me. And we're listening to one another. So if your husband is a cheating husband and you try to talk to him, call him to therapy, like our Nigerian people like to do, you call his brother, his mother, his dead father in the grave and he doesn't listen, you have a choice to leave. You don't have to do what it does to pay him back in his coin. But a lot of people are afraid to lose what they have gathered, afraid to leave their children. You find consolation in the arms of your ex-boyfriends and you do all this crazy shit that you do. See, I'm not like that. That is why I'm not married. I wish I was. I would be one of you married. And fuck it. When my husband is not looking. See, what I have learned in life is if you do me something, I won't do you back. You go no say I do you back now so that you can feel the pain. But a lot of married men and married women have a way of pacifying their conscience about what their wives did that he doesn't know. If I slap you, you go feel am, right? So if you offend me and I go back, go take retaliation and you know, now myself I twice offend. That means that you offend me, I can't offend myself on top of it. So if you are a married man or a married woman and you think that having retaliation sex, going to sleep with your wife's best friend, with her cousin, with her maid, is a way of pacifying yourself, or sleeping with your friend or whatever it is she has done, it is nonsense. Your lives are more valuable. You know, I said a story here a few days ago about how one of my colleagues expected, just because he was going to give me a ride to Springfield, he had ordered for an hotel room, and I disappointed him by calling a Uber, and I informed my son about it. You know why I did that? That is waiting them they call woman supporting woman. Now women with they support women, they push each other into the fire. Me, they support us in a different kind of way. That boy, wherever he goes for the rest of his life, when people they talk, then see me on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, where they talk like say, na me and God write the holiness book. Where my son is performing, where I come they dance like Burna Boy mama. In my short skirt and half my breast showing, he go tell them, see, not every woman that likes to dress so fashionable is loose. In that way, I think that I did represent women, supporting women. Until that boy dies, he will never forget me, because I beat him at his game. Me, I dey pat myself on the back when I fail people who think say I be cheap slut who they fit sleep with for one reason or the other. I dey tell you now, women, I will repeat it here again. Men gossip more than women. They don't do it openly. See, women gossip because we have to talk about one another to pull each other down, to tear the glorious clothing that God has placed on one of our own. But men don't. Men gossip for survival. They gossip to validate their manhood and to check off as the most relevant in their group. So it's like women gossip, if you would define it in the psychiatric world, factitiously. They make up stories and gossip about, factitiously, not malingering. Men themselves, they like secret. They like to gossip. They don't call it gossip. They don't even know it is gossip, and they don't mean to disgrace you. Some of you women get upset for nothing. So if you do something with a men, you must know one day somebody must hear. They don't know how to cover secrets. One of their friends must hear, where he's trying to validate himself because he couldn't meet up financially. He didn't have what it takes. Or people are looking down on him. He will now speak up that secret to save his face and hand back his golden badge. No secret is hidden. All you women sleeping with your husbands, friends, and your friends' husbands. One day go be one day. I can say it because it's nothing that I do. And I've never done it, because I've always known that any man that comes to you for you, even if you eventually get married to that man, it will not last. There's a place that we push one another to, as friends, as siblings, as parents, as that we will never return back to baseline. Know what baseline is? Let me give you an example. Pastor Chris Okote used to give an example way back. I'm 58 now. When I was 18, he used to say, if you dig the ground and you put even 1 cent, 1 kobo in that ground and you try to cover it, see, that very site where you dug will never go back to being flat like the rest of it. We all want to be recognized and acknowledged, but it has to be in the right things. So, on that note, Estonians, I don't come back to town, but don't just come flood me with Ashwebi. It's a very tough time for me. I don't have that kind of money. So we're not doing Ashwebi. I'm looking for business, contract, modeling job. I'm looking for acting roles. I'm looking for PA jobs. I'm looking for work. Let us get serious now. Let us get serious. Of course, you see me one of these days. Eh? So I have fun. I just have it decently. And not at the expense of losing my money. Hi, Ken. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? It's your girl. I'm going to get an x-ray done. I googled where can I get cheap or free x-rays. They say cheap. Okay, let me go. I'm trying to beef up like let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 profiles with different companies and ask nurses what it takes to do onboarding. I don't have work right now. So when my cousin sent me $100 today and told the wife to tell me, Aburomi, I know you don't have work right now. You didn't ask me and I'm not saying you're suffering, but take this $100. I say, Uncle, wait till you send me be like 1 million because sex is not attached. You're not going to ask me to show you the color of my bra or pants down for you. We must learn to appreciate one another. Free money is not free money. There's nothing called free money. There's nothing called mugu money. If you, as a woman, see a friend, a brother, a family member, your own, give you even $50, 50 naira for free, appreciate it. You know, work for them hand now. You know, easy to make money. The only time you begin to weigh a man on the scale is if sex is involved. It says it's your boyfriend. Make I go sort out and herself. I know they put mouth for that one. Now you know what you sign. I don't tell you I know they fight for anybody anymore. They fight for my head. You understand? Your girl. Elizabeth, I do a lot of shit. But you young ones, trust me, if you talk to us, that's why I say that human beings are like sand, stones, and sticks. I've said it here before too. You don't just throw everybody off, write everybody off. God says, I will lay a table before you in the presence of your enemies. It did not tell you so you can go and put your hand, your fingers in their eyes. It just wants you to know, and it wants you to have the maturity to deal with people. If you fight everybody that has wronged you, where you will take pass now? Where or how you want to make them for life? Who wants to give you the latest information on that new job? Who are you going to connect with? As I did here, now inside this room, I do. If you know where my leg don't reach, where I no come out for this room, you go give me, sir. Now wisdom, then they call that one. Now wisdom. Separate yourself from other people's messes and see how God is trying to use them to be useful to you. I've called Pate Buna. I don't call Sisi Omalala Shidi. I don't call Shike. I don't call June. I don't send my profile to how many places. And it is all through friends. I've spoken to Dr. Kennedy. And you have to learn that the mess in people's lives is sometimes not your own. Learn to keep your friends, but separate yourself. Your friends will know you for who you are. It is called the wisdom of God. It says it doesn't condemn. No, God is not about condemnation. It is Satan and his minions that condemn. You don't have to do what Moses did by striking the rock with his rod because he was upset for God. God no send una make na go fight for am. The highest commandment is love one another. You don't have love, but you have a lot of hate, a lot of criticism. Now you they hold people hand. Now you know who fuck one another. Now you know which picking they smoke drug. Now you know everything. No, have grace. Be gracious. You know, see as they shine. Ken, what do you think? At 58, I don't think I've done badly, right? It's your girl, Elizabeth Adela Shedi. I just came to gist and chat. Please, use the tools that you need. If you're feeling frustrated, it is because you have not stepped out. You are not using the contact that you have made. You don't know how to retain friendships. You take everything as an offense. Everything offends your spirit. And we serve a God of love. So use your wisdom. I don't think there's anybody I've ever met or dated or known that I am not able to call if my pride would not keep me from calling them. Tell me, love. Hi, sweetie. Hi. I can call anybody. I haven't offended anybody that bad that I think that if they see me, they will stone me, because I mind my business. I mind my business. I have enough junk in my trunk. There are lots of things that I'm asking God for that I know He will answer me in time. So position yourself to be in people's good books. It matters. Don't disregard anybody. Even if they're mad, while they're manic, you can still be kind to them. Oh, my patients, as mental as they are. Miss Elizabeth, Miss Elizabeth, Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, I separate myself. I don't disrespect them. Yes, sir. How you doing? Hi, sweetie. Hi. I try to keep it platonic. And when sometimes it gets too personal, I tell them, no, like one told me, I know you're African. They say you Africans can cook very well. Of course, he knows about jollof rice. And maybe when I get out of here, I'll come eat jollof rice at your house. It didn't even cost me a second to tell him. I said never. That will never happen. Not even in the next world. I'm nice, I'm kind, but I'm not foolish. My mother didn't raise a fool. We're all dealing with something. We all package ourselves and come to you and look like we're perfect. No, we're not. We're not. We're not. There's some that are, but I'm not one of them. So take care of yourselves, and Iriel, love you. Bye. You go. Elizabeth Adeloshi. Going to get an X-ray done now. I'm going to stop over at Sister Omolola Shide's place, Dr. Shide's wife, and I'm going to eat pounded yam and a foriro. Then I'll come home and watch my grandson and see what happens tomorrow. You go. Elizabeth Adeloshi. Iriel, I love you. Take care of yourselves. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Bye for now. Bye. I don't know what is wrong with this network. Okay. Mwah.